Hey everyone, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and I hope you've been having a great week, and thank goodness it's Friday. It's been a long day today, and although I'm going to post my full list down below for you, I'm going to keep it very short this week because, get this, guess who's going to My Morning Jacket's One Big Holiday Festival in Cancun? This bitch right here, I'm going. Thank you, ATO. I thank you so much. I'm kind of lucky enough to be attending this, from the 1st through the 6th festival in beautiful Cancun, Mexico. Cancun, Mexico. And I'm moving it along because I got a few things to do before getting out of here. So anyway, I'm going to start out with pick of the week. Now, if you're new here, what we do is we have a discussion every Friday about some of the new releases and reissues that just came out on vinyl, and a few of the stragglers that, due to supply chain issues, have only kind of come through the door. But I always start out with a pick or picks of the week. And then I post a full list down below that, in case, I don't know, if I mumbled something or you didn't understand what I said, you've got everything in as we go along in alphabetical order and with prices. But today it won't quite be like that because out of the whole entire list, I just picked, 10 or 11 releases, and we're just going to get through them so that I can get on with it, get out. Okay, but there's always something great, so we have to talk, don't we? As you know, I don't normally pick a reissue for my pick of the week, but in this week, I'm going to make the exception just because this is so great. And it is Sinead OConnor, so far the best of. Now, this record here is kind of comprises the cream of the crop of all 4 albums that Sinead released on the Chrysalis label. So, of course, it's got, her worldwide hit, Nothing Compares to You, which was written by Prince, as you probably know. But it's got early singles like Troy and Mandinka on here as well. It's a double vinyl. Now, the other thing of note is that this record has never been released on vinyl before. So that's a very special thing too. Now, it was originally released in 1997, and it's being released now to coincide with this National Album Day in the UK. That is being, the emphasis is on female artists. Okay, so this really just showcases, her enormous talent and her uncompromising style that she brings to everything. It's just so good. That's why I feel like we have to talk about this. And again, coming to you for the first time on vinyl, on double clear vinyl, and it has other album tracks here are Success Has Made a Failure of Our Home, as well as Heroin, and Just Like You Said It Would Be, which was previously only available on the US version. CD version, okay? But wow, there's just like some terrific stuff here. So yeah, we need this. I'm so sorry for the troubles that she's had, such a troubled career, but what a brilliant artist and beautiful voice. And here you kind of just get the best of that early stuff, and wow, fantastic. And it wouldn't be a Friday if we didn't have the motorcycles revving outside the door, now would it? Okay, whatever with it. Let's get on with it. Okay, so this is beautiful. This is Erykah Badu, Worldwide Underground, on purple vinyl. Now this is on Motown Records, and this was the first release of Erykah Badu's limited purple series that she's doing. And all the albums come on that orchid purple vinyl. But anyway, this is the first one. It was originally released in 2003 by Motown, and Erykah Badu considers this R&B record an EP, but it's actually longer than most full LPs. The thing is, it's a jam session kind of release than an album of singles, okay? So she gives writing and production credit to her supergroup that she calls Frequency, and that's like Freak, Frequency, which is great. So she's joined by stars like Queen Latifah, Lenny Kravitz, Angie Stone, Donald Byrd, and many others. So this is a real easy album to love and just kick back and groove with. So we love Erykah Badu. Okay, now next up, this is Bakar, Nobody's Home, and this is through Epic Records Group. Okay, Bakar is a British singer, songwriter, and a model, as it turns out, and he's known for his experimental indie rock style. He made his professional solo debut with the mixtape Bad Kid in May of 2018, and then his first formal release was in 2019, that was called Will You Be My Yellow. Okay, so he fuses together like indie rock, alt pop, ravey elements, and SoundCloud rap kind of thing. May sound like a weird kind of a concoction, but Nobody's Home really proves how each genre can kind of complement one another when you've got somebody pulling the right strings. It's kind of a testament, obviously, to the artist's, his artistry, the songwriter's artistry on this. Okay, so throughout the collection, these songs have the real potential to kind of evoke heartbreak, but it also houses these, contagious kind of jams that speak to Bakar's take on the infectious nature of indie rock. So, like his previous work, his gift is surprising listeners and adding this unique flair to his music. And it's heard throughout this album. So, really good. Now, the other special thing about this is while they last, when you buy this, we have free for you a 12-inch of the single from the first record that was Will You Be My Yellow? And this is the single that is called Hell and Back. So you get that free if you buy this, and we have a few of them, so we'll just you get that as you go while they last. Okay, so if you want to try something new and you haven't heard of him before and you like indie rock, that might be the way to go for you for something new. Okay, next up, this is a reissue of Christine and the Queens. It's called Chaleur Humaine, and it's Because Music label puts this out for you. So she's a huge star in her native France, her Heloise Letessier. And so, she's known as Christine and the Queens. So this album was first released in France as Chaleur Humaine. And in English, that means human warmth. It was put out in France in June of 2014. So the album was released in the States in 2015, but via this Because Music label, but it was put out as Christine and the Queens. So for its American release, a lot of the tracks were reworked and, like revamped with English lyrics and, beats by their producer Ash Workman. So it's partly sung in French, partly sung in English. 2 tracks were replaced with 3 new songs. 2 of the new songs are collaborations. One is called Jonathan, and it's a collab with Perfume Genius. And the other one is called No Harm Is Done, and that is a collab with rapper Tunji Ing. So the American version was released in the UK in 2016, but reverted to its original French title. Now, did you get that? I know it's a lot, but I always like her records. I think that they're really great. I think she should be more than just a star in France. I mean, she's really, really good. So that was her debut record. And now it's, I guess if you were an avid collector, you got to dig and try to find those French versions. And, because the way that they've changed it up and made the track listing different and all that. More for us to collect. Yay. Okay. So, all right. Next up, this is Felix Fella Live with Ginger Baker. And this is a double. It's on the Partisan label. It's an album recorded in 1971 by Felix band Africa 70 with the addition of the former Cream drummer Ginger Baker on 2 songs. And it was released in 1971 by EMI in Africa and Europe and by Capitol EMI in the United States. And anyway, Ginger Baker traveled with Fela into Africa in a Land Rover to learn about the continent's rhythms, as documented in Tony Palmer's film Ginger Baker in Africa, which came out in 1971. So the album is on Rolling Stone's list of 50 greatest live albums of all time, and the album is also included on Robert Dimery's 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. This comes to us on double red vinyl, but the 4th side is an etching. So 3 sides and an etching. So even though Ginger Baker appeared on 2 tracks, there's other stuff on here from that film that I was referencing, Tony Palmer's film, Ginger Baker in Africa. So that's what's added in here as well. So anyway, there you go. That's available now. This is a band called Midnight North, and they're kind of a folky outfit. There's Always a Story. This is on the Americana Vibes label. So in nearly 9 years since their origins in early 2012, Midnight North has established itself as a mainstay on stages in both Bay Area roots music scene and on the nationwide touring circuit. So they've opened for acts like Phil Lesh and, well, I think I'm out of order on my paper here. So if I don't want to say it incorrectly. So forgive me for a minute here, guys. Sorry. Here we go. Yeah, I just had yes. They opened for people like Phil Lesh, the infamous String Dusters, Twiddle, and Jackie Green. And they've played festival stages across the country. So Rolling Stone also hailed them as the best new act in its review of 2018's Peach Music Festival. So anyway, there's always a story. This album, it represents a new chapter for them, and it's like 10 stories told through song on their most polished album to date. It comes in a gatefold jacket, and this was like recorded again. They had started it out, and with lockdown and quarantine, they had to do that thing that many artists have had to do with recording their part at home and then sending it on, and then coming together to mix it in the end. So but this is like, I'm trying to cover something for everyone, and so this is our folk album that we're featuring. Okay, all right. Next up, we have the Moldy Peaches, and this is Origin Story 1994 to 1999, and this is on Org Music. Okay, it's a collection of songs, unreleased demos, live tracks, and poems from the early years of the Moldy Peaches, and it kind of outlines the tale of how the band came to be. The liner notes are written by Adam Green and Kimya Dawson, who are Moldy Peaches, and they detail the stories behind each track, and there's rare photos included in the packaging to help illustrate the life and times of them when they were young. So yeah, it's got these printed inner sleeve with these liner notes written by these two, and it's on limited edition electric blue colored vinyl. So you might remember Moldy Peaches if you're not off the top of your head. They were featured in the soundtrack to that film Juno, and it was, that was like a real indie, revered kind of a movie. Juno was a great movie if you didn't see it, but the Moldy Peaches, their song No One Else But You, or something, I forget what it's called, but anyway, that was featured in Juno, and that's how you might know who they are if the name isn't ringing a bell. Okay, next up we have Porches, All Day Gentle Hold on Domino, and this is the 5th album from Aaron Maine, and a celebratory collection of songs. These are harder, faster, shorter, and louder than any other Porches record, and it's direct and pointed and charged up and chaotic, and described by Aaron Maine as the most energetic, off-the-cuff moments collaged together in the most captivating songs that he could make. And it comes with an MP3 as well. Okay, and now then for our country one, because I know that a lot of people have pre-ordered this and they're waiting for it, so we should talk about it. Sturgill Simpson, The Ballad of Dude and Juanita. This is on High Top Mountain Records, and this is inspired by such classic concept albums as Willie Nelson's Red-Headed Stranger, and Sturgill Simpson's The Ballad of Dude and Juanita is a Grammy-winning singer-songwriter's 3rd album in 12 months. That's pretty productive, and his most ambitious project to date. They always say that, though, don't they? Written and recorded in less than a week, and features the same ace musicians who played on last year's Cut and Grass albums. The record tells a classic American story of a Civil War-era couple torn apart by violence and reunited by love, and what Simpson calls a simple tale of either redemption or revenge. Okay, so this is coming to you on clear vinyl, and it comes with an illustration print, which is basically this picture here, but it's just like a 10 by 10 that is an insert inside here. So like I said, we've had so many pre-orders for this. People are really waiting for it, so I figured we should mention it. And also coming, to that, this is Tears for Fears, the tipping point on Concord Records. And it's like some 40 years into one of music's most impactful partnerships, they've arrived together at the tipping point. The group's ambitious, accomplished, and surprising first new studio album in nearly 2 decades. So yeah, that's a long time, and here they are together again. All right, so it's an inspired song cycle that vividly recalls the depth and emotional force of the group's earliest triumphs. The tipping point is bold, beautiful, and powerful sound of Tears for Fears, finding themselves together all over again. It comes in a gatefold jacket. There's a limited edition litho, and the indie exclusive here comes on green grass vinyl. Okay. So that, you guys, is, your easy 10 or 11 or whatever that was. I'll post the list down below. It'll have the prices, and it'll everything will be on there. There's a lot of other titles too, but like I said, I'm keeping it quick today because I'm out of here. So next week I won't be here, but we'll pick it up the week after. Okay, so in that time, look after yourselves. Everybody be safe and be careful, and still, I hope you're having some fun too, and just being careful about it. Okay, so I'm going to be careful in Mexico. I'm still going to be extremely, keeping it together when I'm there. But anyway, My Morning Jacket. Thank you, ATO, my favorite band in Cancun, for being there for 6 days. Can't wait. See you when I get back, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.